Hey, homies.
What's
Hey,
up?
How y'all doing today?
Peachy.
living the dream.
I'm stressed out a little bit, but I'm fine. We got a lot going on, and you guys know how it works. Like, every day can be pretty relaxed during a week, and then one day everyone needs everything done, and schedule changes, and you know how that works. So today that is happening for me.
100% always feel like that happens every single Friday for me. I could have a completely blank Friday, and by 6 p.m. Thursday evening, or maybe even 9 p.m. Thursday evening, my Friday is 100% full. And by
Yeah.
3 o'clock on Friday, without fail, my phone is ringing off the hook.
Yeah. So that's what's happening to me today. And that's usually fine when my kids are in school. But when I have a daughter on one side and a son on one side, that does not, I can't multitask. I don't even believe in multitasking. I think that just means that you're doing two things at once poorly. So I'm like, I don't know, Cohen. I don't know, Sophia. Hold on. Can you not call me right now? And like, that's just the day I'm having, but it's fine.
And we
Been
have
fun.
flexibility in our schedule, so I can't. I just had my sister was pulling her hair out yesterday. She's not in a flexible position like this, and has two kids, same, trying to school. So,
Yeah.
cheers to you, Mrs. Wisconsin.
Thanks.
Mrs. Wassa.
Mrs.
Mrs. Wausau.
Wassa. So let's get into the Mrs. Wassa conversation and have you be our guest today. Tell us a little bit about how in the world did you become a contestant for it's for the Mrs. Wisconsin pageant,
Yep.
right? Okay.
For the Mrs. Wisconsin pageant, and I'm representing Wausau. So I am Mrs. Wausau currently, and I'll be competing for the Mrs. Wisconsin title now in July 11th. It was initially end of May. That just got moved, so extra time to get our lives together and seem like we have our lives in check at that point. We'll see what happens. Hoping that it doesn't get moved again. But basically what happened was in December, the pageant director, who's actually out of Mosinee, funny enough, she messaged me. I'd never talked to her, met her, or anything. And she was like, hey, basically introduced herself and said, would you ever consider running for Mrs. Wisconsin? And I was like, ha ha ha, no. And then she just kind of explained like what they're all about and women empowerment. You guys know I'm a strong female. I'm all about empowering other women, community service, the gift of marriage and motherhood, and basically like what my life is. And a lot of the women that I think you and I surround ourselves with, Laura, are like, that's what they do. They're trying to be involved in the community, be a good parent, be a good wife, do it all, but like with a humble heart and really about giving back and just trying to be your best self. And we're both big advocates of that. So that was approaching my 30th birthday and a really busy, great real estate year. But being as busy as I was, I think you just not lose yourself, but like don't do a lot for yourself. And so I was like emotional thing of I don't do anything for myself. I just work all the time, and I've taken care of kids for over a decade and whatever, and turning a new page into a new decade. So I kind of just like went into this, whatever, I'm just gonna do it, whatever happens with it happens. And then I told the pageant director, sure, I'll do it, YOLO. And like within the next couple days, I was like, Brittany, what the heck? Like, why did you do that? You are crazy. Why would you add something else to your schedule? But then I had already committed to it. And honestly, now that I am committed to it and have done a couple things just to prepare, like with a coach, and it's actually a life coach that I'm working with who's also a pageant coach. And I'm like, this is so what I needed. Like, we all need a life coach. So I've done a couple things to prepare for it now, and I'm really happy that I did it. regardless of the outcome, I think it's a great experience for me to do something for me, but then also to get into using my life story as an advocate for others, which this platform has really pushed me to do that. So that's been awesome and cool.
That is cool. And you and I have talked about this a lot, and we share our stories very openly a lot. This happened to be the last 10 days happened to be kind of where my story was highlighted because of the time of year and anniversaries of things. But you and I both have discussed a lot that we have been through some very painful things, but we feel like there's a purpose for it. And I'm so grateful that you've had this chance to realize your purpose with your ability to start opening up and sharing your story too. So you kind of alluded to this, but tell us what your platform is.
My platform is using her story to create awareness of substance abuse and domestic abuse. And so Laura knows a lot about my history. You guys probably don't, because we're just like so work related. And I am very much a person where I don't think that focusing on your past is necessarily a positive, but through this growth in preparing for the pageant, my coach actually said, instead of thinking of it as something where you're like trying to talk about yourself, think of it as shining light on helping others and being the person that can say, hey, I've been through this and you can get through it too. There's a brighter side. And so I have just decided, like, it's not worth me staying quiet about when there's so many people that just because I'm not there anymore doesn't mean that someone else isn't. So my history clearly has substance abuse and domestic abuse in it, and we don't have time to get into the whole story, but lots of hardships that were overcome, and I'm in such a different place right now. So I just want to use this time to be that person to say, hey, if you are dealing with this, if you've overcome it, whatever the situation is, please look at me as someone that you can talk to. And the crazy part is the second I posted on Facebook with that quotation about substance abuse and domestic abuse, I had multiple messages from women that they're currently in that situation, like people that you would not have guessed. You look at social media and whatever platforms and everybody looks great, right? And nobody's going to post on there and be like, I'm really struggling in my relationship. But I've had people reach out and say, I need to talk about this. Thank you for posting that. And that was just like, I literally have goosebumps right now. That was enough right there. I'm like, now I'm glad that I said I would do Mrs. Wisconsin, because even if it's just those few women that I now am a resource for and encouragement, then it was worth my time. So that's been awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, pageants in July, you guys can for sure come. It is judged based on interview, swimsuit, and evening. 50% is based on the interview, which is good. Like, I don't think majority should be based on anything else. So we'll see what kind of stuff I say to the judges. I'm interested to see what they ask.
Do they give you like test questions or like example questions so you can sharpen up on your responses before you get there?
Can you give me some?
Yeah, just so like my one bit of advice is don't be like Mrs. Tennessee or Miss Tennessee from a couple years ago that was like, and kids don't have globes to know where things are located.
Okay, so I literally never, ever, ever thought I would do a pageant, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to, you know me. I used to literally watch that on replay and laugh so hard and be like, seriously, how did you mess that up? And now it's probably like, oh, now you're really screwed because you just teased this poor girl who was so nervous. The same thing's going to happen to you. They'll be like, what state do you live in? I'm like, I don't know.
Minnesota.
Yeah, you're a Minnesota girl too. How's that work?
Well, so the pageant director, that was one of the first things that I said to her. I was like, I'm not even from Wisconsin. Can I even participate? And she's like, oh yeah, definitely. One of our past winners was from another state too. You're just supposed to be a resident of the state. So I'm like, luckily you're asking me this year because it took a couple of years of me living in Wisconsin to even support this state, honestly. So good thing you're on the good side now. I was pro Minnesota 3 years ago still, so she caught me at the right time.
You still have a Minnesota phone number, so I'm not sure that you're technically a Wisconsin resident yet.
It's just a convenient conversation topic to get
There you
people
go.
to get to know me. Otherwise, they just assume that I grew up in Wausau. If I pop up with a 715, like, how am I going to get to know people if I don't start off with that hardcore 651 right off the bat? You're always
True.
like, wait, where are
Hi,
you
I'm Brittany
from? Are you a
Burns. I'm
Vikings fan?"
6'1".
Yeah. And then they go right for the football right away.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's really all we have to talk about.
That or the weather.
We should talk about a draft special.
We should.
We should not.
I won't be on that one, just so you guys
Yeah, me either. It's okay.
Me either. I guess we have to have all 4 guest hosts that week.
John would love to be on that episode, actually. He would have a ton of opinions for you. He can fill in for me.
I'm sure.
Where is the pageant going to be? Like, where's it located?
It's in Mosinee at the something center. It's the
Patriot Center?
no, the high school's auditorium.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Is it going to be televised?
Yeah, of course. On all the largest
On Zoom.
Networks.
Yes.
Fox, NBC, ABC, NBC.
Facebook Lived off of your guys' phones, of course.
Yeah.
Then when they ask me a question at the end, I'll be like, everyone please go subscribe to Home Selling Homies.
I feel like we need to deck
That's the
you
kind of
out.
exposure we need.
Yeah, we need to make sure you have some, I don't know, maybe a bathrobe or something, like one of those
Sparkly ones?
dressing robes or whatever they call it.
I'm into it.
Okay, me too. I'm definitely going to make myself a sash that says, burn them down, Burns or something. I don't know.
Please, yeah.
She's not an arson.
No. You're
I'm
lit,
burning.
Burns.
When I was filling out the forms that I needed to compete, one of the questions, like, you know, when you fill anything out for state stuff, they ask you all these wild questions, and I was like, I can't imagine some of the females that have probably filled this out and like, have you, please don't sell drugs during this, or like, you know, stuff like that.
Like, how did this question end up on this application kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There are a couple that I'm just gonna not even say out loud where I was like, dang, I would love to hear that girl's story.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you, so is there like fundraising that you're doing as part of your pageant? Are you looking for sponsors? What can we do to help our Mrs. Wausau become Mrs. Wisconsin?
Oh, thank you, Philip. That is so sweet of you. So I was looking for sponsors. I obtained all my sponsorship largely through a new water company called Northern Chill. So look them up. It's high alkaline water, so good stuff. I'll get you guys some samples. But if there's any businesses that want to place an ad in the pageant program, they can certainly do that. That's great business exposure for them. Other than that, really, if you guys just have any volunteer opportunities, that's awesome. I had a lot of stuff lined up that got postponed. So I think it's going to be a busy summer for everybody. Other than placing an ad or giving me volunteer opportunities, just checking in every once in a while, and I guess sharing anything on Facebook, coming to the pageant, just being my supportive friends. That's good.
There you go. So when you do win, what does that look like for you after that? I mean, what's kind of what their expectations of Miss Wisconsin after that?
It's a lot of
Mrs. Wisconsin.
the same things that they're looking for in contestants. I don't think they're wanting anyone to change their life drastically in the way of, if you weren't already like volunteering in your community or just like, I think they were looking for people that already fit the bill kind of. And so they want me to continue doing the stuff that a lot of us are already doing and being active in your community, but it's really just posting that stuff on social media in way of, for some reason, like a basketball star, if you have that platform, then more people listen to you. So when you are wearing your sash and your crown and you're out in the community picking up trash, they want you to share that with community members and say, hey, look what I'm doing because I want you to do it too. It's not really a look what I'm doing, it's a encouragement of let's get you out there doing it. So it's a lot of that stuff, staying involved in your community. And then there is the national pageant, Mrs. America, that is currently on the books for August in Las Vegas, that the winner of Mrs. Wisconsin will then go and compete in that.
Timeline.
America. Yeah, so that would be pretty sweet. Yeah. So
Good thing I'm on like the Burns team, so you'll have to travel, take me with.
Oh yeah, I thought we already had that established. All of you.
You're a roadie.
I'll carry the luggage.
Team, so we all have to go.
Yeah.
We're a support staff.
I'll carry the crown case.
Yes. I'll do makeup. No, you can do your own makeup. I'll carry the makeup.
Hey, fuck it. I need you guys.
I'll do your hair.
Yes. Great. I'm looking forward to the volume.
Speaking of hair, I'm pretty sure that me and Phil are getting pretty close to letting our wives cut our hair.
Yeah.
Because it's getting to be a little ridiculous.
It did my ears.
Can you make sure that's filmed, please?
Yeah, we should.
I thought about that. I should live stream it.
Yeah,
definitely an episode.
I'd have to bleep out a lot of swear words.
Let's do a competition between your two wives.
Yes.
Who gives the better haircut?
It's not going to end well.
It's got to be the same haircut.
Laura
Maybe a
could
speed
cut
test
Cohen's
of
and
buzzing.
I'll cut John's.
My hair.
I used to cut hair, men's haircuts. So I
And
think
you probably shouldn't be a part of this because you'd win.
All right, we know you have to get to a closing, Britt, but I just wanted to say again how proud I am of you and how grateful I am to see you being able to step up into your purpose. And this is awesome.
Brittany, where can our followers find you to support you and share your Mrs. Wisconsin and hopefully Mrs. America route?
Well, you can follow me on Facebook. Just look up Brittany Burns. I don't want to be obnoxious about it. Nobody likes that. And I am that person. I'm like, okay, we get it. You're busy picking up trash outside. You don't have to post every single thing. But it is good for me to be active in that. So I'm trying to get better about it. All on Facebook, some of it on Instagram. So just look me up on that.
Well,
that's Brittany with like 2 E's at the end, right?
Close, except the opposite. No, my mom didn't go for the unique one, thankfully.
Yeah. So you were
50% of the time.
You were able to get like one of those little license plates for the back of your bike because your name wasn't spelled goofy?
Sometimes, but I was the kid that had to save up for it herself. And then when I finally got the money, I'd get to the gas station and it'd be that BRITNEY. And I'm like, really? Great.
You're lucky. I literally had 0 things that ever had my name spelled correctly on them.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Why?
I think Phil and I struggle too much.
I don't know if I ever had anything with my name on it as a kid.
Me either.
I know what I'm getting all of you guys for Christmas this year.
Personalized license plates from the homies.
Yay.
The little Florida
Can we
key.
get a personalized sash?
Yes, if you'll wear it.
Yeah.
Do all listing appointments. Hi, I'm Brad.
Yeah. That'll help me get sales.
Yeah. Well, they'd remember you.
True. All right, we'll get you out of here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Make sure you like, follow, and share. Help us in wishing Brittany well in her competition coming up in July. Did you say 11th?
July 11th.
11th. We'll be posting more along the way, I'm sure. But everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.